here from Craftywafty. We'll just give everybody a few minutes to come on board and see what we're up to this evening. Can't believe that it's so blowy and windy out there tonight, and I know a few people have having issues with floods and everything, so I hope they're all okay. All right, so this evening then we are going to be continuing with our Christmas Advent calendar book. So I'm just going to undo this. So let's just have a little look. So this is what we're going to sort of carry on with tonight. We're going to get the boxes on. We're going to finish with all the decoration and everything else on the outside. Okay, and then it'll all be done. Can't quite believe it that we're almost there. So let's just tie this up and pop this out the way, and so we've got it tucked away nicely, ready in case we need it. All right, when I last chatted away to everybody last week, sort of set you the challenge to go away and make all your 24 boxes. So I've got all of mine sort of stacked here ready. Oops, I knew I'd lose one down the back of the table, so bear with me. I'm going to have to retrieve that one because I'm going to need it. Let's just get my little tool out and pick that up. Okay, let's just pop that back on there. Right, okay, so I've gone ahead and made up all my boxes. So if you're following along with me, that's fantastic. And if you've made oh, excuse me, if you've made your boxes as well, that's great. Now what I've done is, as you can see on here, I've put on the bottom of my black parts of my boxes here on the base bit some red liner tape. I put 3 strips there because when we come to glue these together onto the album cover or the book cover itself, then I want to make sure that it sticks properly and that it's not going to go anywhere, because that's the last thing we want, is for all our boxes to fall off. So sticking on a bit of red liner tape is going to do just that job. Okay, actually I'm going to take my cardigan off, it's getting in the way, though it is a little bit nippy tonight, so I might end up putting it back on. Right, so our book cover. Okay, so if you remember, we made this last week. What I've done is gone ahead and put the front and the inside covers on. I've just glued and stuck them down together. Now what I did do, and I think I mentioned it at the end of last week's live, that I've actually used red liner tape as well as bookbinding glue to stick this down properly, because as you can imagine, that's going to hold some weight with the boxes, and the last thing I want to do is for the whole thing to fall forward or tear, depending on what you're obviously thinking of putting in your boxes. So I just wanted to sort of let you know that I have sort of super glued it, as it were, with red liner tape and bookbinding glue. Okay, so that's that side, the inside done. And then on the outside here, I've just, oops, got a few crumbs there out the way, that's it. I've just put the spine on, and what we're going to do first is, now normally I say I don't put the covers on the outside until after I've finished the inside, but because we're sticking boxes, okay, obviously once, if you imagine you've got boxes tucked underneath here, and then I've got to try and work on something that's elevated, it's going to be a little bit awkward. So what I want to do is put the front sheets on both sides, and we've got to insert our ribbon. Now this is a ribbon that you get in the kit, so I think it's about 1 meter's length approximately that we put in there. So it's just to unravel this, so it's a lovely bit of organza. I think that looks really lovely. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach the ribbon first, then we're going to put the covers on in terms of the sheets of the paper that I'm going to be using, And then once we've done that, then we're going to come back to this later, because then obviously I can show you how I'm going to decorate the front. All right, but just so that we get a nice flat surface to sort of glue these together and everything, that's what we're after. So what do? First of all, we get our lovely bit of ribbon out, and I'm going to cut it in half. And let's just pop my scissors in, cut it in half. And I'm going to actually attach some, let's just pop that out of the way for the minute. There we go. Don't quite need that just for a minute because I just want to prepare the ribbon. Now what I found is that sometimes gluing ribbon together onto these things, I want to make sure that it's got a good bond. So I'm actually going to use some red liner tape, and I'm probably going to come in about maybe about an inch. Oh, thank you, Siri. I don't need to know that. It's obviously very talkative, is our Siri. Right, let me just get another pair of scissors because those are a little bit stiff tonight. Right, let's cut. Okay, so I'm just going to put 2 bits of red liner tape on there. Don't worry if it slightly goes over the ribbon, because this will just fix down on our board. So when we turn it over, that's going to glue down and that's going to hold that in place. Okay, and then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other one. So I'll come in about 2 inches thereabouts. Just snip that off. Obviously you can spend a little bit more time getting it just right, and let's tuck that in on there. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the kit, we have the kits on our website, craftywafty.co.uk, so you get everything to make the kit. You get to make the book, rather, the advent calendar book, plus the little exploding box as well. So please do feel free to sort of pop along and have a little look. It would be great, you know, great for you to sort of pop along to our shop and see what other lovely goodies that we've got as well. Okay, so here we are then. So we've got our cover. Okay, this is the inside. Sort of decide which side I want the top, whether I want it top or bottom, which way I'm going to go with. So I think I'm going to have this as my front here. So we're going to stick that one on first. So I'm just going to tip this on. Look, now I've got my boxes in the way, and here we are. Let's move the boxes out of the way. Can you see that okay? All right. So, oh no, I need the longer ruler. Here we go. Oh, excuse me, I've still got a bit of a tickle. Right, okay, so that's 9 inches across there. Okay, so obviously this ribbon is about 1 inch. So by my reckoning, I need to come in 4 inches one side, 4 inches the other side, and I'm going to be gluing it down in that middle one. So because it's 4 inches, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line up my ruler on the edge to the 4-inch mark, which I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. Let's have a little look. And then I'm going to glue down or stick down the ribbon that will just run along parallel to that. Now, because I've got the ribbon there, oops, there's a little box going back there. Because of the ribbon, and I don't want the red liner tape to sort of come over the edge, I'm going to tape this ribbon just in a little bit as well, because when you put, I'll show you here, when you put the paper on, you're going to have the ribbon coming out. What I don't want is the red liner tape to be right to the edge of the book cover, because this bit of card here won't actually go right to the edge. And so what I will do is I will, let's put it on the top there, I'll actually set that back just a little bit on the cover, so that when I put the paper on, it will cover that, but also it won't sort of stick on the outside. You'll see what I mean when I do it in just a second. Okay, now the cover measurements, I think I told you last week, but just as a recap, the front cover is 8 3/4 inches by 6 7/8. Okay, Right, now where did I put my lovely pokey tool? Here we are. Right, I'm just going to take this off. A little bit tricky on this ribbon, especially with it being organza as well. So you just gently ease off the backing. Come on, off you come. That's it, just do this off of camera for a minute. There we go. It's a little bit fiddly. Okay, all right, so it's really sticky. So let me see if I can just move this up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Here we are. Right, so I've lined that up 4 inches. I can see where the red liner tape is, and I'm just going to glue that down along like so. So it gives me a rough edge, and as you can see, that's where the red liner tape goes up to, so that when I come to put the page on, if you imagine, then I'm not going to get the red liner tape showing on that black edge there, if that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, right, let's flip and do the other side as well. So again, measuring at the 4 inches, so I get it roughly centered to the cover itself. There we go. And let's just take this red liner tape off here. Actually, I'm going to try and peel it off with my nails. See if that makes it a little bit easier. Yes, it does. There we go. Okay. That's it. I'll just take that one off. And again, I'm going to glue this down and just take it in a little bit so that, there we are, it sort of comes in line. So now if I turn it over, hopefully the ribbons should, oh, look at that, line up beautifully. Yes, perfect. Okay, so now I've established what is my top and what is my bottom. I'm going to put the covers on. Okay, because the front cover isn't going to have a lot of weight on it, I can get away with just gluing this down with bookbinding glue. Okay, so let me just get my little glue. So let's flip that over. Look at them cute penguins. It seems a shame, doesn't it, to sort of glue them down, but I've got plenty of stuff to show these penguins off in a little while. So let's just, now I've already gone round and done my little bit of faux stitching, if you saw me talking about that last week, and I've inked round the edges as well, just to sort of help cover up the white core of the paper. So just get plenty on there. Okay, that's it, a little bit in the corners. There we go. And now we're going to flip this over. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And now sometimes I'll stand up for this, just so I can make sure that I've got a fairly decent eye to it. Let's just sort of line that up across there. That's nice and straight. Where's the bend? Just make sure that that's not leaning over. With the glue, does have a little bit of wiggle room, and I'm sort of lining it up as well with the spine that I've put on. Okay, so that should stick on there just nicely, and then I'm going to move this over and do exactly the same on the other side. Let's just get rid of that red liner tape. Okay. All right, let's move that over, and here we are. Yeah, so the back cover and the front cover were 8 3/4 inches by 6 7/8, and the spine was 8 3/4 inches by 2 1/4 inch. So I just leave my little stickers there, and this is what I'm putting on the back. Okay, perfect. So we'll give this a little bit of glue, like so. Just, here we are. I can't believe that this time next week we're definitely going to be in October already, and Christmas will soon be fast approaching, certainly after once Halloween has been and gone. Don't know if any of you guys love a little bit of Halloween. I know I do. Normally around Halloween I go with one of our designers, Susie. We go off to a craft retreat. So and because it's Halloween, we don't dress up, but you know, we take along some Halloween-y bits to decorate our table and everything. So okay, here we go. Right, so I'm now popping this on again, just making sure I'm not going to stand up for this. There we are, just to make sure that I've got it lined up, and I've got about the same amount of edge showing coming down on there as well. And that is pretty much it. And then I'll get my, what did I do with Bernie? Oh, there's Bernie Burnish. All right, so I'm just going to give these a really good rub down, like so. That's covering over that ribbon nicely, and on the other side, there we are. All right, so that is our outside cover. Okay, and there's the inside, and now we've got our ribbon. Right, so this comes the exciting bit. This is the bit that we then have to make a decision as to where we're going to put our boxes. Okay, now we can do this one of two ways. We can either organise where we're going to put the boxes first, and then stick on our numbers, or we could stick our numbers on our boxes and then stick on our boxes. But I think I'm too impatient, that I want to see it with the boxes in already. Plus it will give me an opportunity to move the boxes around with all the different designs, so that I can sort of make a decision as to how I want it to look on the inside. So I've got, how many patterns have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, they're alive. 5, 6 different patterns. Okay, don't know if you remember me saying last week that when you come to fold your lids, that you fold them opposite to the way that you folded your bases, because the bases are going to go along with the flaps that have come over on that angle, on horizontal. Had to think about that for a minute, maybe, or side to left to right. I think I mentioned it, and I think that was the easiest way to describe it, left to right. And then obviously our lids will then go from top to bottom. So just so that I know. And then I've got my little fishies here as well, so I'm just having a little look to see, especially if I've got paper that is not directional. Just need to check which way that I'm doing this, because once I've set these up on here, there's no going back, and then that will be it. So let's have a little look. So I think I'm going to pop that one over there. It's like playing, it's like sort of trying to sort everything out. It's a bit like sort of move it around. Okay, he's a little directional one. So I've got a directional box there, and I've got one there. Now I need my other ones, so we've got quite a few little boxes to go in there. So I want 2 fishes, so let's pop the little fishes on there, and I'm trying to make sure that I move these around in a way that they're not going to be all bunched up together. Okay, I've got, okay, we've got that one there. Let's put that one there. So I could go with the ski one there if I wanted. Let's pop, you see I've got 2 bluey colours there, 2 sort of bluey colours there, so you sort of got to mess around a little bit and try and work out the best way of setting these on here. Right, what am I missing? Oh yes, another penguin. Cheeky little penguins. Let's pop you maybe in on that one, and then we've got a little blue one there. I think all I'm missing now is a dot, so I've got like 2 dots in the same row. So this is what I mean, you've got to try and work out the best way of how you're going to sort of glue these down. So what did I do in the other one? So for a little bit of, just to show you what I did on this one, how I set these out, let's have a little look. So I've got dots and penguins. Yeah, so I had dots and penguins, and what else did I have? I had the little hats and the little hats. So let's see, so I might move that one in there and that one there. Just trying to mix it up a bit. And what I am trying, and I'll be honest, what I'm trying to avoid is just having these two boxes close to this pattern here. I want to make sure that it is separate. I can swap that one round on that one. So they're all different. This is sort of going the different way here. I haven't got any blues together. The penguins are separate. The fishes are separate. Okay, I'm quite liking that. That doesn't look too bad. Just put those like that, and then right, let's move that out the way now, and then let's go with the same on the other side. Now it's up to you what you want to do on the other side, whether, let's move that over for a minute. I've not glued anything down yet, I'm just placing the boxes. Okay, so I'm just going to put these opposite, okay, so that when you close the book, you'll notice that you'll have the same colours all the way down on the side if you do opposites. Okay, so let's try and just pop these in. And we've got, oops, little fishes again. Oh, these fishes are so cute. They are so cute. What else have we got? So it doesn't take much to please me, does it? Just give me a little box with fishes on it and I'm more than happy. Right, I'll pop the fishes there. That one's there. Okay, then we've got the little hats. Now where do these penguins go? These go in the middle, and then the dots on there. So on the outside, these are exactly the same. So as I was saying, when you close the book, you're gonna see those papers matched together. Unless, of course, you don't want to, you want to do it completely random. That is totally up to you. So now I've got them all lined up how I want them. Okay, I'm just going to then work on one side at a time. So very carefully, I'm just going to slide these off in the order and just put these to one side. Now, normally, just a little tip for you, I would take a photo, okay? Because once you start moving things around and gluing these down, then you'll forget which way you decided to stick these on. Well, I know I do anyway, but that's just me. Okay, so let's move this. So we're just literally going to work on this one side. So I don't know if you can see that okay. I'm just going to tuck this little bit of ribbon out the way for the minute. Okay, so that is the order that I'm going to do the boxes. Okay, now trying to get these all lined up. Okay, so you get that nice even gap going all the way around and through the middle as well. Can be a little bit tricky. So there are things that you can use to help you do this. Okay, now one of the websites that I use is Cool Cats, and Cool Cats actually do these. Let's move that out of the way for me. Do these spacers. Okay, now obviously I buy these because I make a lot of albums, and these are really helpful for me on a lot of other projects and stuff that I do. You can see that some of them are a little bit opaque. That's because I haven't taken the sticky off, because I'm not using them ones at the moment. But I have taken the sticky off of these ones, and I've got in their set, you get a 1/4 inch, you get a 1/2 inch, you get 3/8 inch, and you get 5/8 inch, as well as an inch, 3/4 inch, and what's the other one? 7/8 inch. So these are really quite handy if you do a lot of things like album making and stuff like that. They're a good investment to get. So I'm just going to pop these other ones away because I don't need those for the minute. Okay, right, let's just hope that doesn't fall on top of us as we're working. Now what I try and do is, it's up to you, okay, but I try and think of it when I look at it aesthetically as to what I feel is going to be a good divide, I suppose, between the boxes. Now this one here is 3/8 of an inch. So what I will do is I'll just test that along there, 3/8 of an inch, and I'm just going to push these boxes up to there for a minute, and I'm going to just move these over just a fraction, and I'm going to go with the little 1/4 of an inch one. I'm just going to tuck that down the middle, and then I'm going to butt that up there. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just using the edge of the paper for my measurement. Okay, so I'm just, again, I've not glued anything down. Okay, I'm literally just looking at where I want to go with these, and then I've got the 1/4 of an inch gap coming down the middle there, so I'm just pushing those boxes there. Now if I gently, whoa, that didn't work, did it? I'll take it out the other way, Deb, don't lift it. Right, okay, we'll tuck that in. I'm going to slide that out, and that didn't work. Oh, do you know when you're having one of them days and nothing goes right? Right, let's start again. Right, okay, so we're just going to push those over there, and then I'm going for about a 1/4 of an inch gap. So let me just line that down there, just to take off. Right, and when I take that, I'm just going to get rid of that. So that's a rough, and then there should be about a 1/4 of an inch to come down on that one, and then hopefully I should end up with about the same distance on the other side. So let's just move that over, and if I put that on there, that should give me enough room. Okay, now obviously I'm just trying to do this with the lids on. Okay, but when we come to glue these down properly, we're going to take all the lids off so we can see exactly what we're working with. So I think now, if you weren't sure about your paper edging, then you might want to go up a 1/2 inch. Now, like I was saying, if you haven't got anything like this, you know, we had some card or the mount board left over from the kit, is to actually cut yourself a couple of strips, okay, to the thicknesses. So I'm using 3/8 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch measurement guides. So if you slice those, and then you can use those to lay down, and then obviously you haven't got to go and pay for those. Right, okay, so I'm going to move these off out the way. Now bearing in mind I know what order I'm going to be doing these, and the best thing to do is to make a start on one row at a time. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. So I'm just going to take this off. Now we are putting these boxes down left to right is where you've got the folds in on the inside. Okay, so I'm just gently going to put that there. I'm keeping my lids in the order of what I'm doing on this page. Okay, so like pop those on there, and again making sure they're left to right, left to right. Now can you see, as soon as I've taken those lids off, that actually it gives me a better idea of where the spacing is. Okay, and then coming down the side, so we've got let's just take off a couple more of these boxes like so, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm only doing I'm only going to stick these down first, because once you've done these and put these on, okay, then you'll know where to put the others, because obviously you've got lines to come across and do that. All right, looks a little bit fiddly, but trust me, once you get the first one stuck down, it's not too bad, I promise. Okay, no, we don't want that one. That's a 3/2 an inch, right? So 3/8 of an inch. Now if you're a little bit worried about this moving, okay, what I would do is I would, and because this is a little bit bumpy, I would actually tape that down. So let's grab some tape. I'm leaving myself a little bit of, so I've got hundreds of lids now. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm going to, with a little bit of like masking tape or something like that will do. I'm just going to tape this loosely down like so. Okay, because I don't want it to be wiggling as I am sticking these on. And like I said, if you haven't got these, you can use strips of construction board or the mount board. Okay, so that has already gone down. So now I can work out roughly where these are going to go. Now, if you're really being quite precise, then you can measure your 1/4 inch between these, okay, as well as what you're going to do coming down the top. So let me just have a little look at the top. If I put that as a 1/4 inch along there, and let's just rest that at the top, 1/4 inch there, and butt that up against there, I can then work out where those two boxes got to go. And then these two pretty much will then sit in the middle, okay? But you can, if you wanted to, just measure the gaps right the way down. All right, okay, deep breath time now. So what I'm going to do is, let's just move those other boxes out the way. Okay, hopefully everybody can see what I'm doing. Right, let's line those back up where I've moved that. I'm going to lie this one just along the bottom, and I'm going to start at the bottom. So I'm going to put a little bit of tape on here just to hold this one in place. Here we go, and this is like repositionable tape, so it's not going to damage the papers that I've got on my. That's it, just stick that down, just hold that roughly down in place like so. And I'm going to stick that first box down. Okay, right, we're going to deep breath time. So we're just going to take off the red liner tape. Like so. That's it. Oop. Okay. And just move those boxes out of the way. And I'm doing my flaps going from left to right. So I can hold that in, I can pin that down, that's held on there. I've got a nice square corner, and I'm literally then now going to just drop that in. And there we are. Actually, that's come down just a little bit. Okay, not to worry, Deb. Okay, not to worry. Right, I can readjust that slightly. Okay, so that's the first one in. And breathe. All right. So I'm just going to leave that bit of tape there, because I'm now going to bring this up here and line this up this end. Now, you can, if you're really clever, all right, is make almost like a template and glue this on. Well, not glue it on, but lie it on, and then you've got something to sort of use as a guide. So I'm just going to take this next box. I'll take the tape off. I've got a nice corner edge there, ready for this to drop in. Just take this. Come on, tape. There we go. Hold on 1 minute. And the next one. Oops. It's a little bit fiddly. Right, okay, here we go. And I'm now just going to hold that down, just so I don't get any movement. I've got it lined up straight, and I'm just going to drop that in. And there we are. Okay, so we're in 2 boxes in. And now we're going to go for the next 2. So these I can now roughly line up and see how I want to drop those in. Okay, but again, if you're a little bit unsure, I'm doing it by sight, but if you want to, you can measure and put those in. So, and this is what we're just going to do. So we're just going to plough our way through and start to stick these on as soon as I can get the red liner tape off. So I'm hoping that once this has all been done, so, and again, left to right, and I'll just aim that on there, drop that down in the middle, and I'm butting it up against that edge of that ruler. So we've got 3 boxes in already. Now I will go in and with my burnish tool and just go over these just to make sure that they have fixed down properly. But now if you are a little bit worried about putting these in like I am, where I'm just going for it, I'm such a rebel, then put a little bit of glue on your red liner tape, and hopefully that will give you the opportunity to sort of have a little bit of wiggle room if you need it. Right, okay. First 4 down, and breathe. Now we've got the 4 down, I can take this off because they're all in a row, and then I can bring this along and work out, keeping that other one in there, if I need a 3/8 of an inch gap going down the middle, and whether that one comes off, and that will need a 3/8 of an inch, maybe just a fraction more, so it might be 1/2 an inch. So you can play it around with these a little bit. So again, just keeping that lined up at the top there. If I was to put 1/2 an inch gap between those and roughly 1/2 an inch gap there, that is pretty much going to be level all the way across actually, so that will work, which is what I'm after. So perfect. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to retape that down because it's moved. Okay, I'm going to butt this one up against it, and I'm just going to put a bit of that tape just holding that in place. There we are. Okay, and then that will slot in there, and I'm using it to butt up against these other ones now so it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, now once you've literally got these first couple in, everything else should go fairly smoothly after that, because you would then come right across to stick the other boxes on, so you've got your guidelines already, like I said, left to right. So that's butted in, that's butted in. I'm going to just drop that into that corner there, and then I can come down actually while I've already got this one in place, and then I'll move over and do the next one. All right, so if you're doing this with me, obviously take your time. Okay, I am zooming through this a little bit. I'm going to come down and do the base one and line that in as well, so that just secures that. Okay, and then I've just got the 2 in the middle to go in. Let's just take these lids off. So yes, so I'm just sort of securing that in, and then we'll carry on for the final row on this side. This is just so exciting. I just love it when you start, you know, when all the little extra bits and pieces that you've been doing, and it just suddenly starts to come together. Okay, so I'm just going to drop that one in. There we are, and then our last one in this row. Okay, I've got lots of red liner tape here, and the reason, as I said earlier, I'm using the red liner tape is because I want to make sure that these boxes are going to stay strong on our cover. I'll just pop that one in like so. Okay, that's good, and now I can untake that, slide that out, and I'm going to slide that into the next final one, and then we should be there. So just to recap then, I've used 1/4 of an inch top and bottom. I came in 3/8 of an inch from the edge, okay, and I've used 1/2 an inch coming down the gaps, but you could actually use this ruler and come in 1/2 an inch from the actual edge of the book if you find that easier to sort of work with. That's absolutely fine. Now we've got to play the game of guess where the lid bases are. Here we are, found it. Right, okay. But like I said, these rules are brilliant for this sort of thing, you know, because they just help make your job a little bit easier. But if you've got a good eye and you're just going to go for it, there's no No worries about that either. Right, okay, so I'm just going to line that up. That's resting up against the top there. That one's resting up there. That will now just drop in. Okay, and it's as if by magic that I should have the same distance from the outside on both sides, and it looks like I do, so thank goodness for that. I do worry sometimes, I'll be honest, that it's all going according to plan. So now I've stuck that one in, that's holding on there. Let's just take that down just to give that, and now I'm going to stick the base one down. I can take that off down this end. Right, find the box. It's like a game, this, isn't it? Where's the box base? Here we are. And once you've got these boxes done and they've stuck on your book, then really it's then down to just all of the decoration pieces. And that's the fun bit, you know, because then you can be quite creative, you know, and you can sort of pretty much put on and decorate what you want. So that's the bits that I like to do, is all the little decoration bits. Although don't get me wrong, I like this bit too, but that's my favourite because it's just those flourishes, isn't it? It's the finishing off bits that make it. So I quite like that. Here we are, left to right. So again, I'm just going to put that up against that ruler. That just drops down like so. One more box to go. Okay, and I'll be honest, I can't wait to get those little resin fishes. Remember I showed you those last week on this book somewhere, because they are so cute. I never thought I'd ever say that resin fish are cute, but they are really cute. Okay, so this is the last one going in on this side. Okay, and there we are. Right, now that they're all stuck in, I can go in with my burnish and just give it a little rub just to make sure that they're all stuck down. They should be, because it being the red line of tape, like so. Alright, let's just untape that one and take that out, and that is half our book done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the book upside down so it's easier for you guys to see in on the screen. We're going to do the same process again, but this time I can use the boxes on this side as a bit of a guide to help me. Okay, so this one actually, although it's 3/8 of an inch, I can come along there, or I've got here from that bend there, that's 3/8 of an inch, so I can work my way around it. That one was 3/8 of an inch from the edge there. So let's just glue, I'll stick these down with some tape, and then we can carry on and go the other side, the other way. And while these are held down in place, I can also put my boxes back in the order, or the lids in the order of what I was going to have them as, so that I know what I'm going to be doing when I go back. This is why I said earlier that you take a photo of how you're going to lay it out, so you can go back and double check exactly how you're going to put these together. Okay, once you've made up your mind as to what you want it to look like. Okay, so I think at the top I've got that one, then I had that one and that one, then followed with that one there, then I've got that one and that, and then I had the fish, oops, which is now all covered in a little red line of tape. That's not good, is it? Come on, off you get. Right, okay, so then we had the fish and we had the snow, and What am I missing? Oh yes, that's that one there, because that should be a penguin. And then the top was, yeah, the very bottom line was that, and that. So I'll just stick those there for now, because that's my bottom line. Okay, now I've reorganised that and I know what I'm doing. I'm going to come across now and do the other side. So again, I'm using these little rulers. Just going to tape that on so I can do the corner first. And by using these, I'm butting it up across the other side, so I'm getting a better line as well, because there'll be nothing worse than when you look at it that you find that all your boxes are slightly squiffy from one side to the other. So it's good to sort of get these lined up as best you can. Okay, and at least then we've got that. So let's do the next one. I'll just take the red line, the tape off, like so. Oops. I say it every time, you know, that this stuff is just so static, it sticks to you. Right, boxes going left to right with the flaps, and I'm just going to check to make sure that I'm happy with that going across, making sure that I've got the right amount of room. Okay, and then I'm just going to stick that first one down. There we are. Okay, and then I can put this in and come across and do my bottom row. Now you'll notice that actually I have got stripy paper on here. Now some people might think, oh god, that's going to show everything up like anything, but to be honest, once you get the lids on, you're not really going to notice. And if the stripes help you with lining up your boxes, then use it to your advantage, okay? Because I think that would be a really, really good idea. Okay, so this is now going back again. I'm just going to line this up in this corner and drop that one down, and we move on to the next one. I think I've got Donna watching us by the looks of it. So Donna, if you're watching, give me a little wave, a little thumbs up will be great. So that'd be good. I just wanted to say as well, actually, that once this live video has been done, or this live recording has been done, I do tweak it a little bit, and then it goes up onto YouTube. So you can go over to our Craftywafty YouTube channel, okay, and you can catch up with what I've been doing with it then. All right. And all our videos, well, we're trying to build up a lovely library of all our little goodies on there. So I'm just going to line that one up on there. Oops, that's it. That's a 1/2 inch there. And again, the distance is about the same, so that's brilliant. That's what I'm after. Okay, so now I've done that bottom row, I'm going to come and do the top. I'm going to line that up along there so I can see where we're at. So let's just take that one down, and I'm resting it up against the other box so I know roughly that we're in the right place. So all good stuff, all good stuff. And again, my fingers are sticking. You can't see this because my finger, there's a pile of red tape strips just outside of shot of camera and they're sticking to me like anything. Right, left to right again. So I'm just going to check, make sure that I'm happy with that line coming across. I'll hold that. Actually, let's put some tape down on here. I forgot to tape that. There we go. Tape that on. Right, and left to right. Line up forward. And then we're going to glue that down. I think we are pretty much there with that. That's good. Okay, right, and then we'll just carry on with the rest, and we just start filling them all in. So that's what we're after. Okay, now some people said to me, what are you going to put in these, Dan? What are you going to put in these little boxes? Well, there is loads of ideas of things that you can put in these boxes. You can, obviously, my favourite, chocolate. Yep. I reckon you could get a Ferrero Rocher chocolate, and other chocolates are available, okay, in one of these boxes. It's certainly wide enough to do that. It may not be quite as deep as you want it, but if the lids are just sitting on it and then you're going to close it together, I reckon that'd be fine. And if you have it open as well, I think they would fit. I also do believe that you will get like chocolate coins in here as well. Sometimes you get those little chocolate father, mini chocolate father Christmases and everything, so I reckon they will fit. So let's just drop that one in. I reckon they will go in there as well. So, and whoops, that's it, and sweeties and everything. So you can maybe get some little sweeties to go in there. I'm just going to get rid of that ruler now for the minute. That's it. And I think you can also probably put in here, well, some little miniature gifts of things you might be able to find. What else could you put in there? Oh yeah, you could put it, you could fold up little things that need to be done to get you ready for Christmas. So it could be like in your box number 1 might be write your letter to Santa, if this is going to be for the children. You could put in there, you know, so yeah, you could have your letter to Santa, you could have writing out your Christmas cards or making your Christmas cards. So there's lots of different things that you can put in there. Maybe, and I have seen this recently, which I thought was an absolute lovely idea. I'm just going to get rid of those out of the way. That you put something away, you put something in a hamper. So every day you put something different in a hamper, and then you donate the hamper to like a homeless shelter or a food bank or something like that. So I think that's a really, really lovely idea of something that you can do. Right, let's just put those in now so that all fits it. Look at that. That is pretty spot on. So yeah, so you could do that if you wanted. So, or it could be a treasure hunt. You could put clues, okay, of things in there that maybe you want the children to go looking for. So there's lots and lots of lovely ideas of things that you can do. Perhaps you might do a movie fest, you know, where you sort of every day you watch a different Christmas movie. I mean, there's just loads and loads and loads of ideas of things that you can put in here. If it's somebody for cooking, perhaps somebody likes cooking, maybe you can put little sachets of herbs and spices in here. You know, so at the end of the day, it's the imagination of what you want to come up with is totally up to you. So I'm just going to line this one up, and that one drops in. There we are. So can you see now how useful these sort of rulers are for this sort of job? But like I said, if you haven't got them, you can just cut some strips of card that you're, you know, to sort of create this. That's absolutely fine. What else? What else could you put in here? Okay, you could make this for your pet, and you could put in pet treats in each of the boxes. That would be a nice one as well. And what I love is that these are reusable. Okay, so every year you can put something different in it. Okay, because I think you know, nowadays we're very much a nation of throwing things away when we're finished with it. But I think if you've got something like this that you can reuse on a year-to-year basis, I think that's really nice, and it gives it something a bit different. And yeah, you can change it up every year what you want to put in it. What else could you put in? What about if you're a bird lover, perhaps you might want to put some like bird seed, like little bags of bird seed in here so that you can feed the birds. You know, because obviously winter time, all their food sources disappear. Perhaps you want to put in some flower seeds. Oh, I've stuck that one just a little bit wonky. That's it. This is why I say to you, put the glue on the bottom. No, we're okay. We're good. That's all right. Phew! For a minute, I thought I was going to be in real trouble. So yeah, so lots and lots of ideas. And I know that if you go on like websites like Pinterest and stuff like that, and you Google, you know, things like, you know, what can you put in? Christmas advent calendars. I'm sure there will be lots of other lists and ideas of things that you can. And it amazes me just how many different types of advent calendars you can actually buy now. I don't know if you, was it all those ones with the like with perfumes and makeup, and there's just so many different types of advents that you can buy now. But again, some of them are really quite expensive. So, you know, if you're going to have a go at making one of these and you missed last week's on how we got to this stage, then like I said, just pop along to YouTube, our Craftywafty site, and then you can see exactly. Right, let's just have a little look. Okay, it's not too bad, because I'm sort of doing this up, well, I suppose in some sense I'm doing this upside down really, but okay, and get off their red liner tape. But yeah, so do pop along, and you'll see some of our other videos as well of bits and pieces that we've been making and doing. So now I'm just going to pop these last couple in like so, and the final one, and then we are done. And this is the hardest bit. This is honestly the hardest bit, is sticking down the boxes and making sure that they're as level as can be. I think I might have gone a little bit squiffy on this row here, but you know what, by the time you get the lids on, it's not going to matter too much. Okay, but it's just making sure we got the left to right. I'm just going to line that up with that one and that one. And there we are. Right, okay. So let's have a little look. So that's the front. Okay, and when we open this up, do you know what I'm looking at? That's not too bad. That is not too bad at all. So obviously, if you were making yours, do spend more time lining up yours, but I appreciate I've only got a certain amount of time on here, and it's, you know, going to go quickly. So I'm now going to put my lids back on. Here we are, because I had them all lined up, so I know. And again, I'm doing, my lids are going top to bottom instead of left to right, so we get that nice. Oh, I love it. Look at it. It's just coming together really nicely now. That's it. Pop the lids on. Okay, and the final row, like so. Look at that, so exciting. And now this one, so we're going to copy the same but opposite, if you see what I mean. So that goes on there, and that one goes on like that. This one comes down, goes on like that. It's like playing a game with these. Just trying to get them all matched up. It's something you could get the kids to do, you know, if they're sort of helping you make their own advent calendar. Right, let's pop that one on, because the penguins are directional on the paper, so make sure they go on right. And then we've got, oh no, what have I done? Ah, I see what I've done. Right, okay, it's one of these ones at the top here. Okay, and little dots. Have I put that on there in the right way? Top to bottom, yes I have. Just 3 more to go. 4 more to go. There we are. Can't count tonight either. Right, there's the little fishies. And what have I done here? Hang on a minute. A bit carried away. There we are. Right, that one should be over there. I've been no good on the Krypton Factory, if any of you know what I mean by that. The game I used to have, to do puzzles and things. I'll be useless, wouldn't I? Look at it, honestly. Right, okay. Tuck that back on. Come on. That's a little bit snug. Let's swap that over. Sometimes, depending on how you folded these, will probably fit. There we go, that fits better. Okay, yay! And there we are. We've got our boxes on. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to talk you through the numbers. Okay, so in the kit you get the black discs, you get the pink and blue ones, and you also get a little bag of numbers, which I did have out, but I don't know what I've done with my other one. But you actually get 2 packs of numbers in your kit, okay, plus some spares. All right, I'll be honest, I've put them down somewhere safe and now I can't find them. But I have gone ahead and prepared these earlier, so I just wanted to show you that in your kit you get the little black discs. I'll just try and open these up in these little bags. All right, so these discs will sit just on the top there, and then you've got your little non-shedding glitter circles, okay, and dependent on what colour, and they will sit on there, and you will glue those together, okay, and that will give you, and make sure you've got that nice rim. Now I'm just going to give you the measurements for these. So the black circles, so if you're making these and you've got access to like a circle punch or something like that, so these are 1.5 inches across, and the smaller little glittery ones are 1.25 inches across. Okay, so that's the size that I have used for the numbers. Okay, and I just use a bit of bookbinding glue to stick them together. Okay, and then the numbers. So as I said, you get the numbers in the kit. All right, you get all the numbers up to 25. Okay, but obviously we've only got 24 boxes because I actually used the 2 and the 5 or the 25 on the exploding box. All right, so I've gone through and I've selected the blue colour for my even numbers and the pink for my odds, because I'm actually going to do a mix going across. Okay, but you don't have to do that. You've got enough of the glitter circles that if you wanted to go all pink or all blue, you can do that. Okay, so I've given you that option there that you can sort of mix and match if you want, which is what I'm going to do. Or if you want to stick with one colour or the other, then that's absolutely fine. And I've gone in and I've stuck all the numbers on there ready. Okay, because to be honest, you don't want to see me spending ages doing that. But that's what I've done. All right, now there is quite a bit of space around these, so dependent on what you want to do, if you want to add extra little embellishment bits around on your numbers, and that's totally up to you, but I've just left it plain for now. Okay, so I'm just going to have a slurp of tea. That tea is lovely and cold. That's what I'm end up doing. Like I said, I think last week actually, do many of you end up drinking cold tea? I really should bring my thermal cup in here into the craft room, but I do tend to sort of forget it, and that's it. So now the fun part is trying to work out. So we had fun trying to sort out where the box lids were going to go, and now we've got to decide where the numbers are going to go. Okay, now it did take me a little while to work it out, the best way of doing it, but here we are. This is what I've done on my original design, and I'm just going to copy that because I just think it's easier just to do that. So what I'll do is I'll here we are. So these are the numbers that you've got on this side. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there for a minute so you can have a little look, and then I'll swap it over to the other side, and then you can see the numbers on that side. And then but it's up to you. You might want to do 1, 2, 3, 4 and go across, but I'd like to mix it up a little bit, and then that's what they look like on the other side. So again, trying to sort of do the different colours. So as you can see, I've got 2 blue, 1 pink, 2 pink, 1 blue, and that's how I've gone down the rows. Okay, and I've tried to desperately make sure that the numbers are quite mixed up as best as I can. All right, so I just wanted to show you that that's how I stuck my numbers on. Okay, right, so let's do this. Actually, I've just put that to one side, and I need it out in front of me, don't I, so I can copy. All right, let's just pop that open so I've got that in front of me so I can see how I'm going to glue these numbers on. Now, yes, I have put the numbers like on the cards, but there's nothing to say if you don't like the black and that on there, and you don't want to put the numbers on the circles, you don't have to. Just because I've put it in the kit doesn't mean to say that you have to use it. All right, you can, at the end of the day, this is your advent calendar. You go with it how you want. So what I could suggest is that if you wanted to, these are small enough that if you wanted to just put the numbers in the corners. So if you've got some really, you know, if you're using the papers from the kit and that, and you don't want to cover up the little penguins or the fish or something like that, then by all means put the numbers in the corners if you want to. Okay, it's totally up to you, but I just want you to know that, you know, there's no right or wrong way. You just do with as you please. So I'm just going to put these numbers down. Now what I've noticed is that before, all the pink numbers I did on here were evens, whereas now I've got odds on the pinks. So that's going to be interesting, trying to work out where these are all going to go. So where's my number 7? Right, okay, and this is number 9, so that goes there. Number 11, where did I have number 11? Okay, and the thing is that once you've glued these on, I would take a photo so that you know how to reset your advent calendar for the next year. Okay, so you don't end up with all the numbers in the same rows and so forth. But well, that's what I would do, but that's just me. I get a bit OCD with some of this stuff. Right, there we are, number 2 there. There's number 4. And this is number 6. And we've got number 8. Come in, number 8. Where are you? Oh, there you are. You're over there. Number 10. So number 12. I always want to shout house. You know, it sounds like bingo. Number 14. I don't know whether I'd make a good bingo corner, actually. I don't know. What's it, you know, 22, 2 little ducks, 22. Okay, number 18. That's in the top there. Oh, I'm almost done. 20 down there, 22. That's the 2 little ducks, and number 24. Okay, so again, when you get to this point, you want to take a photo, and then you're going to we're going to glue these down. So I'm just going to start at the bottom and work my way up. Okay, and just put a little bit of glue and a little bit of wiggle, just making sure that those numbers are fairly straight. And the only reason I'm working from the bottom to the top is that if I stretch across, I might knock them. So just want to make sure that they're all okay. Here we go. Whoops. So literally, once you've stuck your numbers on, then and you've stuck your circles on, then the finishing off bit in here is fairly quick, so it doesn't take too long. The fiddly bits are sticking your numbers on, Okay, just a little tip. What I used to stick the numbers on is like a little glue pen that you can buy. Okay, because it's got quite a fine tip to it, or you know, so it just made it a little bit easier. Or the other way is and I will admit I've used tweezers as well. I was using a pair of tweezers to stick the number on and line them up. But sometimes I've actually put glue on the back of my hand, and I've just dipped the number in the glue on the back of my hand with the pair of tweezers as well. So whatever you feel comfortable with trying to put your numbers on. I'm just trying to make sure I've got roughly even edges all the way round. That's it. I just love it. I think these are just so cute. And like I said, they don't take that long to do, really. I mean, if you was making one of these, you could easily get one of these made in a day, or a couple of nights. You were sort of working on it. The longest bit that it takes is making the boxes, but I think, you know, that's something you could do sitting watching Strictly or whatever you're watching on the telly. Yeah, you can sort of just do that. There we go. I've got just 2 more on this side. And I love this non-shedding glitter card as well. This is what we've used to cut out these glitter circles. And we've got lots of lovely colours on the shop. You know, especially for Christmas colours, there's golds and silvers and reds and greens. And that's so, yeah, so there's lots of lovely colours, and it just doesn't go everywhere, which is what you want. Especially when you're doing like little jobs like this. Right, okay, so I'm just going to give those a little press. Okay, and put that to one side and a slide over, and then we're going to do the other side. And again, I'm just going to start at the bottom and work my way up the top there. So, Christmas. Can't believe that, you know, it's, I don't know how many weeks is it now? It must be, well, what's our date today? 26. So yeah, so what? September, October, November, December. So just under 3 months, isn't it? And before we know it, that'll be it. It'll be here and it'll be gone. Well, is it 26 today or is it the 27th? Oh, what date is it today, Deb? 26. Yes, it is. Yeah, so obviously we would have Boxing Day. But you don't have to use these just for Christmas, because you could, if you wanted. Now you've got the idea of how we make the covers and the boxes and everything, you could make a Halloween one. Okay, you could make extra boxes. Whoops, come back here. Make extra boxes, make the page or the book covers rather bigger, to sort of take extra boxes, and you can take it up to 31. So for your Halloween, if you love Halloween, you do a countdown to Halloween, so that would always be a good one. If you've got a special birthday coming up, so maybe it's somebody's special birthday, you could actually put make this with some really lovely papers, and have like little messages or little things in there, or little gifts building up to somebody's maybe big birthday, perhaps it could be. So you know, you can use these for whatever. They don't just have to be for Christmas. I think we've got, who else have we got watching us tonight? Oh, Claire. Hi, Claire. Lovely to see you. See you on there as well. So do send me a little thumbs up or a little wave. That would be great to see you as well. So it's nice to know that I'm not just sat here on my own talking on my own. I think they'll be coming to get me if I was. Okay, but yeah, so these are great. You can use these for any sort of countdown. Maybe could be countdown to a surprise holiday. Perhaps I don't know, you're taking the kids off somewhere exciting. I don't know, maybe Disney or something. You could sort of decorate it in Disney papers and have a little countdown, maybe with little clues or something, you know. So the fact that I've just done this one for Christmas doesn't mean that it just has to be for Christmas. Obviously, if you want the Christmas kit, yeah, you can get that on our shop. But you can use these to make you know, sort of design however you wish. And once you know how to do the basics, then the world is your oyster. Okay, right, enough of me waffling on for a minute. So here we are. I've now stuck on all my numbers. Just give those a little gentle press. Okay, can you believe it? Look at that. It's looking pretty cool. Loving it, absolutely loving it. So I'm just going to close that for the minute, because we are now, well, they are still sort of settling and drying off. We're now going to come to our front cover. Let me just move this out the way. Now I just want to show you that on the front cover, obviously I've used the same paper as I used on this one originally. Okay, and I've cut a little panel here, and I've actually, you know, highlighted it that it was a little panel. But this one I'm going to do slightly different. Okay, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. Okay, so we're just going to put that to one side. So right at the beginning, I put to one side all the decorative bits that I was going to use for the front cover. So I've got some decoupage sheets, and you get these in the kit as well. I mean, look how adorable these penguins are. They are really cute. And then we've got some extra little bits as well. And then I've got 2 scenes. Now what I need to do is just cut one off, and I'm just going to trim it down so it fits the top of the book on the outside. So let's just cut this across. You can see what I'm doing there. Here we are. Let's just pop these on. Okay, I'll line that up. I'm not too worried about lining it up, because you'll see what I mean in a minute. So I'm just going to take that off. Right, okay, and the width of this, if any of you remember what I said earlier, is, where are we? That is 6 7/8 is the paper across the top there, 6 7/8. So what I'm going to do is just trim this down to 6 7/8. Now I'm looking at these and I'm just wondering which is the best options to use. I quite like the fact that this one has got a nice big igloo in the middle, because what I'm going to do is put a couple of penguins on either side, or I could have maybe the 2 penguins, or maybe the penguin and the seal, or possibly my 3 penguins on that one, depending on what I'm going to do. So I think I'm going to go with the 3 penguins, and I think they will sit better coming across here. So I'm going to trim off this little bit here that I don't need. So let's just see if that's going to be. So what did I say? 6 7/8. Oops, let's just pop you over there. So 6 7/8. Right, okay, now that would, if I cut that there, that's going to trim off some of that igloo. And actually what I want to do is, on here there is an igloo that I might, if it fits that size, I might use, or we've got a little one here that I might use to cover it, to give it a bit more 3D effect. So actually I'm going to come in and just take that South Pole bit off, and then I can trim up from the other side. So this is the sort of things that you want to just consider when you're designing the front of your cover. Okay, so let's just pop that one, take that off. Okay, and I'm going to turn that round because I'm going to trim that off. And again, as my granddad would always say, measure twice, cut once, because once I've cut this, there's no going back. So 6 7/8. So 6 7/8. I'll just line that up. So if I cut this bit here, that's good, because actually look, that is going to give me that tree as well, so that's perfect. Okay, and I'm going to give myself just a little extra, because I can always trim down that little bit if I need it anymore, so just to be on the safe side. Okay, right, so let's just pop that in the bin. Right, let's pop that out of the way. All right, so we're not going to need that, so I can get rid of that. So here we are. So this is going to be my little scene on the top here. Okay, and that's pretty much a good, perfect finish. Now, what I've decided is I really love this bit here, but when you come down to this bit, it's not as full as that, if you can see what I mean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fussy cut all around here, because then that's going to show on the back. So that's slightly different to what I did last time on my other one. Let's find a pair of scissors that actually aren't stuck together with red tape and glue. Would come in handy for fussy cutting. Right, so I am literally just going to follow the line all the way round. So it's just a little bit different, like so. There we are. Okay, and then we're going to come up on the Christmas tree. And the thing is that I'm not overly worried with the Christmas tree, because you've got little tiny bits there, but I'm not really worried about that. It's just a rough cut around the Christmas trees, like so. Come back. Now, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I am moving the paper, but keeping my hand steady with the scissors. Let's just snip that bit off out of the way. Okay. Right, I'll just cut round like so, and then we've got this other little igloo. We're going to come up around there. So sometimes it is just looking at the papers that you've got and how you can sort of use them to your best advantage. So let's go around and up on there. Snip that bit off. Oops. Okay, and then coming down on here, like so. Oh yes, this is definitely gonna work a treat. It's just what I'm after. Because I'll be honest, when I made the first one, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with it. And it wasn't until, you know, when you have like those brainwaves in the middle of the night, you know, about 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, oh yes, I should have done that. I had one of those moments, because I kept looking at the front cover and thinking, I'm not quite sure whether I like that or not. Although I'd done it, and I looked at it, and I thought that there must be another way that I can do it. To get the effect that I wanted, and that's what I did. Right, okay, so there we are. So that, oh look at that, love it, love it, love it, love it. So that's going to come right across the bottom there. Okay, and then we're going to put our penguins, and then we're going to have our Merry Christmas. Oh yes, absolutely, just what I'm after. So what I'm going to do is because I have inked around the paper, so I'm just going to do a little bit of, just to cover up that black, the white core bit of the paper, and it will just help make this pop a little bit. Now, if I really wanted to go completely mad, I could actually put this on foam dots. but because I'm going to decoupage the penguins, I want this to be quite plain. Okay, and yes, I have gone round and done faux stitching round round the edge, but I don't know. What do you reckon? Do you reckon I should put a little bit of faux stitching around there? No, I don't think I will. I think I might just leave it. You know, when you look at these things, you think, oh yeah, perhaps I need to live with it for a little bit. So I'm going to stick this down and get it on the front. So it's just, again, I'm just gluing with a bit of book binding glue. Okay, oops, a bit of glue on there. All around the trees, just make sure so that they stick properly. Right into the corners, there we go. Like so. All right, we're going to flip this over. A little bit. Right, okay, I'm just going to glue this down onto here. I picked up a little bit of fluff there. There we go. All right. Okay, so that is our penguin scene of our little igloos. All right. Now in the kit you get your Merry Christmases. I think on my other one I had a pink front, pink Merry Christmas, but you do get the pink one and the blue one. Okay, so let me just gently take this out. Okay, and basically you get the outside edge which you glue on, and then obviously you just sort of stick that on the top, which is what I've done here. And you get the tiny little bit of the A as well that goes on, and there was also the A that's actually come out of there that you can put, so you could put a Merry Christmas if you wanted. So I think I'm gonna, because I did the other one pink, I think I might stick with this one as with the blue, just so we got a little bit of contrast. So that's roughly where that's going to sit, and I did glue that one down with some little foam dots behind that, so that will just lift that up a little bit. So I'm just placing things now just so I can see what it looks like. So in the decoupage, just going to pop out these penguins. Now what I like about the decoupage is that on these sheets it tells you which layer goes where. Okay, and it gives you the order, so that's really helpful. And if you've never done decoupage before, these are really easy to do. So we're going to have the three little penguins sort of maybe just standing there. They look really cute. Right, so let's just take out the other layer. So that was layer. Now this one, you see, normally would go on this one. This would be your layer 1, but I'm not doing that. I am using the penguins because I've already got a background. So again, you don't have to use what you've been given for the purpose that they've set it. You can go rogue. That's what I'm doing. I'm going rogue. Okay, so that one will sort of sit on there. That's layer 3. Oh yeah, and we've got another little layer 3 bit, which is the hat. So again, I'm just getting these out. Let's pop, so that will go on there, and I will put foam dots behind these. Oh, and then we've got layer 4, so it's this penguin here, so he's going to pop out even more. Let's just put him there, and we've even got the head bit for him as well. Okay, so that's how that is going to layer up on there. So I think they're quite cute, and we've got the little igloos in the background, but I think I want to put something with the igloo. So I've got 2 igloos here, so I'm just going to try these for size. Now these do have a white edge to them, so what I would probably do is actually fussy cut. Now that is just a little fraction too small, even if I did fussy cut that. Let's move you lovely penguins over here out the way for a minute. But I could get away with trimming this one down and having it sat there. And actually this one, just because it's got the door coming that way, doesn't mean to say that I have to keep it like that. I can slot it in there, but again, that one is just slightly too small, so I won't use that. We'll save that for something else. Okay. But I do like the little south pole, because I know we cut it off the end there because we wouldn't have got it all on, but there is on here a little south pole. Let's just pop that. Come on. So let's put so we could put the little south pole bit sort of coming out the front there, in front of the igloo. And actually, if we wanted, we've got the little seal. Now the seal in here on this one, he's nice and, again, okay, we've got the little trim there. So I'm just trying to build up my picture, so I could stick that on there, but then if I do that, the penguins, let's just pick up these penguins. I am aware that I've got all the extra bits on top there for a minute, but if the penguins sit on top of there, then he could almost go there, and I could almost have that sort of poking out from the top there, maybe from behind him, but just at an angle. So we've got a little bit of an scene going on. And then I've got a penguin on my original one. I've actually got a penguin coming across the top, skiing on the top. So I've got two here that I could use. I could use the one with the green hat, or I could use the one with the pink. So it doesn't matter which one I use, because actually the green and the pink still match in with the green and the pink ones on here. So let's go with the pink one. And again, this has got the white trim, so I will go around a fussy cut. And basically he is going to sort of look like he's sort of skiing across the top. So I'm quite happy, I think, with how that looks. So what I'm going to do now is just, these are already cut quite well, they need to be inked, so I'm going to ink round those. So let's just take these bits apart, so I'll just put those on the side there. So that's one, that one, then that bit, and then we've got the little hat, so I can see where they're gonna, let's move that right out the way for the minute, so you can see those. So I'm just going to ink round these, and again it's just to sort of help that blend in a little bit. Just go around and do this, and we are, nice little bit of just to help blend in some of that white that's showing. Okay, and then we've got these little ones like so. This is what I love about these little penguins, they are so cute, just so adorable. I do have a thing for penguins. In fact, I was very lucky. I went on a holiday, we're going back a few years now. I think it must be about 20 years, I think. I was very privileged to go to America, and went to SeaWorld, and I got to hold a penguin, and it smelled, well, I can't describe the smell, apart from it was certainly breathtaking, let's put it like that. Yes, so it was pretty anyway. So so I did get to hold one of our penguins, and I've always loved penguins. Anybody that knows me will know that the house, there were not many rooms that you would go in and wouldn't find a penguin hiding somewhere. So but I don't think I'm the only one that has a love of penguins. I know there's lots of lovely penguins out there, penguin lovers. So if you are, welcome to the Penguin Appreciation Society then. But yeah, absolutely adore penguins. They're just so funny, aren't they? I don't know. I mean, I look at them and it's just the way they waddle. And then how do they do that jumping out of the sea? I mean, they're just amazing. I just don't. Yeah, they are just truly amazing creatures, and that, and the way they all huddle together in the winter as well, you know, and they sort of all shuffle around, don't they? I don't know if you've seen that, you know, they all shuffle around, so the ones on the outside then get to go on the inside, and they just keep moving. Oh, excuse me, the voice is going a bit. Right, I'm just checking up the size. That's pretty much gonna work, so I'm just gonna ink round and that. But yeah, they're just adorable, absolutely adorable. Okay, and then we've got the little seal, so I'm just going to trim around the seal and take off some of this white. So he's going to sit on the front with watching the penguins together. So he's quite sweet. But did you know, well, you see, I mean, everybody, I don't know if you see, like on Christmas cards, people always put penguins and polar bears together, and actually they never meet. They are at two ends of the world, aren't they? Penguins, Antarctica, and obviously the polar bears right at the very top. So, yeah, so they don't actually meet, but you do find that they do put them on Christmas cards together. But hey ho. All right, so just finishing trimming off round my little seal. He's rather cute as well. So okay, and we'll ink around him, and let me just do the pole. Just trim round there. We've got a little bit of ice hanging down there. So when you know, if you do get one of our kits, do have a little look at all the extra little bits and pieces that you get inside, because that will help you sort of make your decisions then as to how you're going to decorate it. So, oh my goodness, don't know if you can hear, but it sounds like the heavens have opened. You can hear the rain on the roof. It's coming. I'm glad I'm tucked away in here. So there's a rain and wind, never a good choice, right? But at least we're tucked up indoors, snug and warm. Right, okay. So I think that comes down there a little bit. Let's just do this snow. There we are. Okay, there we are. So I've cut out our little South Pole. So let's just put that there. You see, so I'm saying, look, South Pole, yeah, that's where the penguins are, not the North Pole. Okay. All right, so we've got that on there. We've got our little seal. Let's just ink around him. Just help blend in. And also doing this, if I've missed any white bits, it just blends that in really nicely. So he's going to sort of sit there. We're going to have the little South Pole sign coming there. Okay. And what else are we going to do? And then we've got our penguins. So I know I've cut this out, but I don't know now, because if I put that on there, are these penguins actually going to cover that edge of that? Depends how far. I suppose if I put them too far up, that's not going to work. So no, we'll leave it. Right. Okay, so where have I put my lovely foam dots? Here we are. Just going to tear off a strip. Okay. Oh my goodness, it is absolutely chucking it down. I hope you can still hear me amongst all the noise that is going on outside. Okay, right. So here we are. So I've got a couple of different sizes, well, two different sizes of foam pads. So I'm going to put some bigger ones on the back here. Okay. Just so I don't take forever trying to stick these together. And then I've got some smaller ones just to do all the small fiddlier bits. So we're just going to stick these on. This is so exciting. We're going to get these penguins on here. They're going to look so cool. Like so. I think I'll stick one in the middle. Now what I normally do is I normally build these up first before I stick it on. So let's pop, he's going to go on there. So we can do some big ones for him. Where are we? I'm going to pop that on there. So there we go. All right. I might just trim these because these are still, don't want the really tiny ones just yet. Is that going to fit in there? Yeah, look at that. Okay, and just a little bit at the top. Okay, come on then. That's it. It's a little bit sticky. Right. Okay, we'll just stick that on there. So now I can start building up these cute penguins. Right, there we go. Did you know, okay, useless fact time, but did you know there are 17 different varieties of penguins? Well, actually there's 18 if you include the chocolate biscuit variety, but yes, there are 17 different varieties, and my favourite one that I absolutely love is one called the macaroni penguin. I mean, what a name, the macaroni penguin. I just think that's fantastic. Okay, and the rock hopper, he's my favourite as well, one of the rock hoppers. And yes, I have got Happy Feet. I have watched both of those as well, and Surf's Up and any other penguin movie I can get my hands on. I don't care. I absolutely love them. And yeah, right. Okay. So we're just putting these last few little bits on. So you can decorate these as much as you like. Okay, let's tuck him on there. He's just so cute. Right, and we're going to do one for his head. Now, with any of this, with the decoupage and stuff like that, obviously you need to be a little bit careful in terms of, you know, if it's something that you are going to use year in and year out, you might want to put some what we call like glossy accents on them, or varnish them just to sort of protect it, okay, for years to come, unless you sort of wrap them up when you put them away. But yeah, so that's another option that you can do, or you can leave it plain. It's really your choice. Or if you want, you could put a bit of glitter on. You know, a little bit of sparkle. I've actually got in the shop we do like the shimmer sprays. So I might just spritz the front just so it gives it a little bit of sparkle. Right, so I'm just using my tweezers just for these extra little fiddly bits. Make sure that's gone on there okay. Let's pop that on. Alright, I'm going to squeeze another one in there. That's it. Okay, just push those down. And then just peel those off. Might be easier. Oops. Might be easier with thumbs, I think. So you can just decorate away to your heart's content, really. Let's pop you on there. Okay, now we do get in the kit, you do get some really lovely enamel dots that go really nicely because they're part of the range. Okay, so so they're going to sit on like so, with the little penguins. The South Pole bit, I think I'm going to put one on there. So do I need to, I'll get away with a big one. See, that's going to stick that on there. Do I need to trim that down? I can push that down. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one on first because this one will go behind the seal. So he's going to sit there. I'm going to have that sort of tucked up over there. I'm not worried too much about that because when I stick him on there, that's going to give it a little bit of dimension behind him. So let's put a few stickers on here. So we're just beginning to create our image. It's really easy, and honestly, if you are making these with the children, they're going to love decorating the front of your books. Let's put a little bit on the tail, and a little ones there in the middle. Oops, that one's just moved. There we go. Moved like so. I think I need a little one just in there. Let's tuck that in. Like so, give that a press down. Right, okay, we're going to put the seal on. And then we're going to go with the penguins. So this is where I don't know about you, this is where my craft table starts to get really messy, because I get so carried away that I just start thinking, oh yeah, I'm just going to do, yeah, I'll clear that up in a minute, because you just want to see the finished product. See that finished. Right, okay, so he is going to, I don't want it to look like it's coming out of his head, but I'm just going to tuck that just in front of there, so he's just sort of sitting there. Okay, and then we're going to put these final penguins on. Now you've got loads of other ways of, as I said, you could put glitter on here, you could spritz it with shimmer glitter. You could even, if you wanted to, put on some fluffy stuff, you know, you sort of put that on and heat it up and it will puff up so it looks like proper snow. There's just so many different finishing touches that you can do. Right, okay, so little penguins, where are you going to go? I think we're going to go just there. So there we go. All right, and we are almost done. Right, so the Merry Christmas. So I'm just going, now this is quite fiddly, so let's just put a few, the big ones are too big, so let's just bung on a couple of these little ones here and there, like so. There we go. I'm just going to place these all round where you're not going to necessarily see them, just so it gives it a bit of dimension. That's what I find is good to use, are the tweezers, because these can get a little bit on the fiddly side. So I just sort of tuck a couple in there. Just going to go along all the letters. Oh, let's double one there, so let's tuck you there. Can I take that one off? There we are. Oops. Didn't quite. Are you going to show through there? No, that's right. Oh, that was lucky. I thought that was going to show through. Let's push that over that way a bit. And the S, little tiny ones. Just going to get a bit of dimension on that one. There we are, on the T and the bottom of the T. And coming up to the M. So, oh, sounds like the rain has come and gone. Can't hear it raining anymore on the roof, so that's a good thing. I know our gardens need the water and that, but like I said, it's good to be indoors where it's nice and warm and cosy. I don't know if any of you put your heating on yet. I haven't yet. I'm still trying to hold out till October. I know it's next week. But either that or it'd be lots of hot chocolate and blankets and cardies. So just trying to keep everything warm. or failing that, I'll have a very large black puddy cat who would quite gladly sit on my lap like a hot water bottle. So yeah, I have options. Right, okay, so let's have a little look. So that one is just poking through there. Oh, it's the plastic, that's right from it. I thought I'd mess it up. Okay, so that is going to sit and just be raised a little bit, so that's really good. So just going to take these off. Right, so somebody just showed me a little trick that if you poke these with a pokey tool, you can pull off the plastic fairly easily. Come on, that's it. Just take these off. Just take those. Right, where are we? Almost, that's it. Right, so just taking these off. Don't stab your finger, Deb. Right, okay. So I need to push in a bit more. There we go, that's better. You've got to get into a rhythm with it. Tuck those in, come out the way. Alright, oh, can you believe it? We're almost done. I mean, it's, you know, it's surprising just how something like this comes together really quickly once you've done all the fiddly little bits. You know, then you're almost there. So I'll just do these last couple. They stop sticking to me. Do you ever have that trouble? I know I do. Look at it. Look, it's just sticking to me like glue. The thing is, it won't stick to the paper then if it sticks to me. So almost there. Just the last couple. Right, that one's done, that one's done, that one's not. And then we're good to go. Okay, I think we are all sticky, all taken out, so I can just have a little look under the light and I can see if there's any. No, we all look like we're good to go on that. Right, okay. Oh my god, it looks like it's snowed here now, doesn't it? Look, it's rather apt, isn't it? We're messing around with penguins and that. Right. Okay, if you're a little unsure as to lining up your Merry Christmas on the front cover, then obviously use a ruler or something that's going to sort of help you gauge where you're going to put it. So I know we've got the decoupage there, but you see, if I just rest that gently on there, that gives me a rough guide, but that might be too high, so I might need to come down just a little bit, because I want a little bit of a gap in between, because don't forget, I'm going to attach my penguin to the top. You see, that's a bit close, so let's just bring that down a little bit more. Just using that as a rough guide, and he will sit on there, so that would work. Okay, so just getting the tweezers, so that's sticking to me, and I'm just going to roughly drop that down and make it as even as I can. And I'm coming in like roughly about ½ inch either side, and I'm just gonna drop that down. Here we go. Yay! Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. Right, okay, so I'm just gently gonna push those down. Let's hold that up. Yes, brilliant. Okay, so we've got a Merry Christmas, we've got our little scene on the go. So the only other thing for me to do is just to do my other little penguin. I forgot to cut him out, so I'm just going to quickly zoom round and fussy cut him out. And then we're just going to add him on. put a few foam dots behind him, and then and that is pretty much the front cover to go, apart from, as I said, just doing all the little fiddly bits like putting on your enamel dots. Yeah, we're just going to sort of trim round. I'm not being too precise because I will go around and ink it, so if there's any white bits showing, hopefully they will just sort of disappear. But like I said, you will have more time to spend doing your decorations on your book. Let's just zoom around his little wings. He's so cute, this one as well. Okay, I'll just zoom round like so. His little feet, there we are. Just around the edge of the, let's curve that. It's not quite curved round. Cut that a little bit square, but there we are. Right, okay, let's just move all that rubbish out of the way. There we go. Right, so we're just going to ink up around the edge. Like so, and then we're just literally going to put some foam dots on the back, and then he's going to look like he's skiing across the top of the Merry Christmas. Cute, actually. There's a little tiny bit of white that hasn't come out quite. There we are. That's better. Okay, you see, and then he's going to sit on there. So let's just get our foam dots, our foam pads. Here we are. Let's pop one down there. Have a couple, one coming across. We'll have a couple of the small ones just on the wings. Like so. And then he's almost done. So next week we are going to be making the exploding box. I'll grab that in just a minute just to sort of remind you what that looks like. So please do feel free to join me making that, and I'll be able to sort of give you all the measurements and everything on how we've done that. But again, in our kit you do get all the elements for the exploding boxes as well, as a little bonus. Because when I was designing up the kit, and I said to my colleague, I went, so yeah, but we've got all such lovely paper left over. We need to make something else. We can't just let all that paper sit there and not do anything. So that's what I decided, that, you know, we'll make a little box. I said, plus then that gives us box number 25, you know. So, you know, if you've got that extra special gift that you want to give on Christmas Day, then you can, you know, you can use the little box and that. So that's what we were doing. So she gave in and went, yeah, all right, you can do the extras and have the exploding box as well. I'm a bit of a rascal, but there we go. Okay. Right, I think all the stickies are off. So our cheeky little penguin is going to come sliding along. Now, I think before I had him, so he looks like he's coming across the M. So it looks like he's sliding across the top of that. And there we are. Perfect. Okay, so I mean, I could spend the next half an hour just putting on all the little dots and all the other bits and pieces, but to be honest, I think you get the idea now. We've done the basics. What I will do is I will finish him off, and then I'll show you next week what it looks like with all the extra bits and pieces that I've put on anyway. Now if you wanted to, you could put the other Merry Christmas that you get in the kit down the side, or you can leave it plain as it is, or you can put little penguins and stuff on there, or little fishes. I actually, on the original one, cut out some hats and scarves, and as you can see I've used enamel dots, so I just use that to sort of decorate on the top. And here you can see I've used some of the enamel dots as well on some of the snowflakes, and put the little dots on the hats and that. So again, you know, do feel free to sort of decorate however you wish. And then on the inside I've also put little penguins on there, and I fussy cut these out of some of the papers that were left over. But don't forget that actually you do also get in your kit, let me just grab this, let me just move this to one side for a minute, there we go. You do also get a sheet of the chippies, okay? Now these are enamel dots and our cute little fish. There's the numbers, because you get spare numbers, but you do actually get the, let's just take this out, the chippies as well. So if you want to use the chippies decorating the outside or the inside of your advent book, just a couple of tips. If I just take this out before I sort of sign off for tonight, let me just open this up. Okay, oops, there's tape everywhere. Okay, now this is sort of like made out of like a balsa wood. Oh, now look at that, that's lovely. Another sheet of paper, like on the back there. Use that for something else, that's handy, so we won't throw that away. We'll hang on to that. Okay, so just a little tip with these, okay, is that what I've found in the past is when I'm using these, trying to just push them out, you can, if you're not careful, snap them. So I do use my knife, and where you can see the little join points, I just literally push my knife in and give a little wiggle, just so that hopefully it just sort of releases it. Okay, so you can do that. For some of these you'll find that they will just pop out naturally anyway. So like, let's, for example, here we are, see this one, just gently ease those out. But for some of the more tricky ones, you might just need to use your craft knife just to go in. And then what I do here is these bits here, I actually use emery board just to file off those little edges like so, just so that smooths it down so you don't see those. And here we are, so we just sort of take that one off like that. Or if you've got something like needle files, so I just sort of take off that little edge, okay. And then what I actually use to colour these are like alcohol ink pens, and I just go in and colour them, and then I find that I can then put in a little bit of shading and do a little bit extra. So, you know, obviously you've got this to use as well, so why not use it? And if you didn't want to use the Merry Christmas on the front, you could perhaps put the Let It Snow on there, you know, sort of colour that out. You might want to put on some of the oh, excuse me, I just need a slurp of tea, bear with me. Oh, that's better. It's that little tickle again, it won't go away. So, you know, the snowflakes, I might colour up the snowflakes and cover them with glitter and stick them maybe down on the spine. Oh dear, I'm really sorry. It's really got a tickle in the throat there. But anyway, so do use these as well, and because they're quite light, so they're not going to add too much weight to the book either. All right, but again, yeah, you can cut these all out, but where the words are, where you've got some quite intricate fine pieces, I would go in just with a craft knife to sort of trim those up. And yeah, you see I've got, like, I love the mitten, because actually if you look on the back of this one, I've actually got the hats and scarves. So, you know, I could add a giant mitten on there if I wanted, or you know, if I wanted to go completely rogue, I could put a little cup and that on there, whatever you want. But the choice is there, you've got them to use, okay? And if you use the skiing sheets of paper, the ones with the boots on, the ice skating boots on, then obviously you've got skis and ice skating boots and stuff here anyway, so you could perhaps use those for decorating. So don't forget about these in your kit, okay? But anyway, so there we are. So that is my Christmas Advent calendar book, okay? And I'll probably put a little bit of sparkle or something down there as well. But like I said, how you decorate it is totally up to you. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this live, okay? Like I said, this will be available on our YouTube channel. I'm hoping to get that on there tomorrow, okay? But there we are. So how cute are they? So thank you so much for watching, and do come along next week. Let me just get the little exploding box. So do come along next week, because this is what we'll be making. Let me just move these out the way. And this is what you also get in the kit, is to make our little exploding box. Okay, so you got the nice little decoupage on the top. Do you remember me saying about the 2 and the 5? That's where I put the 2 and the 5, and then when I take that off, it then reveals another box on the inside again, and I've decoupaged on the top of there as well. Then you come down and there's another little tiny little box that you can put your little goodies and that in. And obviously, you know, whatever you want to put on here, whether it's pictures or what have you, it's totally up to you. But there we are. All right, so I think we are now well and truly done for the evening. So thanks ever so much for watching. Pop along to craftywafty.co.uk for all of your lovely crafting goodies and our kit as well. And we do the non-shedding glitter paper there. And we do loads of different other types of Minte chippies as well. There's just so much on the store. So do feel free to pop along and have a little look. But other than that, that's me done for this evening. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next week. Take care.